everyone, welcome to the Home-Based Craft Program. My name's Johnny and I'm going to be your tutor throughout the program. So I'm going to be teaching you some new craft ideas. These are all projects that you could make for around your homes, or even possibly new skills you could learn to create your own small businesses. So I hope you enjoy them all. I am contactable Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday between the hours of 10 and 4 if there's anything I can help you with. So let's start our flowers. Get your paper and your template, and I'm going to fold the paper over horizontally the width of the template, which is about that much. So I'm going to fold it over and crease it all the way across. Then I'm going to fold it over again. Just keep folding it over itself, and then I'm going to fold it over one more time. Then this way it allows you to cut out multiple petals all at once. So then just simply trace around your petal . Now, all we have to do is cut them all out. Cut out all our petals. We're now going to cut out our leaves the same way as we cut out our flowers. Now these are our small petals which will go underneath the base of the rose. So we don't need as many as those. If we're going to be making 5 roses in total, and each rose is going to have 4 of these. You can do it the same way as we did before. Fold your paper over to the width of the leaf, and I'm just going to fold on this end, and I'm going to fold it over 4 times. I think I fold. Then I'm going to place the template on the paper and trace around it. So we're going to set those aside for later as well. And now we're going to do our larger leaves. So that's our larger template for the leaves. So fold the paper over to the width of the leaf. And repeat as we did before. begin to make our flowers. First I'm going to start with our wire, and I'm going to wrap some floristry tape down the wire, which will be our stem for our rose. Now with the floristry tape, the warmer it is, the better it stretches, and it will warm up in the palm of your fingers as you're working with it. And as you can see, floristry tape stretches, so don't use it thick. You need to stretch it as you wrap it around your wire. Now you can begin by putting a bit of tape, a little bit of glue here, and then starting to wrap the wire around. I don't find the glue is necessary, but it's up to you what you do. So I just simply start it by pinching it onto the top of the wire. Then I'm going to twist my wire around, and as I twist my wire around, I'm going to stretch my tape. So stretch and twist. And I like to do it on an angle because I can cover a better distance that way. And twist. And just give it a stretch and a twist, stretch and twist it all the way down. Now when you get to the end, you simply just break it off. And that's it. And there's the stem. Now we're going to begin with a flower first. Now just put a bit of glue. The first one's a little bit different than the rest of them. The first one we make a little bit tighter onto the stem. So I'm going to put some glue down the edges. Just like that. Then I'm going to get my wire, and I'm going to slowly roll the petal onto the wire. Just like that. And that's the start of your rose. So that's all it is. I pinch it down the bottom just to hold it into place. Then I get my second petal. What I like to do is then get the scissors, and the same way you do curling ribbon and you can curl it, you do the same with the petals. So you just give them a bit of a twirl out. Then the outside of the twirl forms a bit more of a leaf for you, a bit more of a petal. So then I'm going to put a bit more glue down the bottom here, a bit on both sides. And then I'm going to start again, and I'm going to roll it up into the same spot as I rolled the other one. Now that twirl on the edge will start taking shape as you go through. And you give it a bit of a twist. So that's the beginning of my rose. Now I'm going to go through and I'm going to just quickly just do the outside of these petals with the scissors. Now, I'll keep going. Put your glue on the outsides. You don't need too much glue, just a little bit of glue. Then I'm going to stick this where the other one finishes. So where one starts, I begin another one. Oh, end another one, I should say. So give it a twirl, and there's another one. And just keep going. Now when you stick these on, I find people tend to go further and further and further down the stem. Not necessary. The higher you go, the better your rose will look. If you keep going down, you end up with quite a tulip shape. So just pop that on. twirl around. And as you can see, we're starting to form a rose already. So I'll just go through and pop a few more on. And pinching around the bottom as I go. And as you can see, it's already starting to look a bit like a rosebud. And now you can see the twirl on the rose petals. That's how in nature the petals would actually roll. So I think it makes them look a little bit more realistic. Now, when you get to the desired size, you can keep going if you like and make it bigger. We're then going to do the leaves underneath. So all we're going to do is get our small petals, give them a little bit of a twirl on the end, then a bit of glue on the opposite end, and just stick them underneath, just like that. wrap the floristry tape down to make it look more like a bud and down onto the wire. Then break it off. Then you have a rose. So now we've completed our first rose. So now I'm going to make 2 leaves to go onto our bouquet. So all I'm going to do is get another piece of floristry wire, get the floristry tape and wrap it around like we did for the rose stem. Wrap it all the way down to the bottom, twist and stretch, twist and stretch all the way down. Now repeat that onto one more. So I'm going to get the 2 of them, make one higher than the other, and then at the bottom here, I'm going to wrap some more tape to hold them together. And break it off. Now you have 2 stems. I'm going to put a leaf on both of them, so we'll have a double stem. So we'll get our leaves, and what I'm going to do is bend slightly, put some shape into our leaf, into the stem of our leaf. So all I'm going to do is slightly bend the wire into a bit of a shape, like that. And then that will be glued on to the wire. So let's put a bit of glue onto the wire on both sides. And I'm going to lay that down. And I want to make sure the point is at the tip of the leaf and the bottom is coming out where it should come out. Then I'm going to get a top of the leaf, and then this will be laid straight on top. Place the leaf on, push it in, and then with your fingers just run around the edge of the wire on both sides, which will then form the inside of the leaf for you. Then all you have to do is give it a little bit of a bend around to make it look a little bit more realistic. And there's one leaf. So I'm going to repeat that now on this side. Give this a bit of a bend. Like that. Put some glue on both sides. Place it down. Place that on top and rub it through. Just make sure that top wire is inside on the leaf. Oops, my wire came out before it was dry. There we go. And there are our leaves. So now all we need to do is go through and make another 2 stems and another 4 roses. So let's go. Let's start assembling our flowers. For this you'll need a little brown paper bag, some raffia and some tissue paper. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our brown paper bag, open it up, and if you've got any old newspaper or an old magazine, what I like to do is just to weight it just a little bit and to make it a little bit more secure to stand up. I like to tear off a little bit of magazine or newspaper and just place it in the bottom. You can do 2 pieces of this or 1 larger piece of newspaper. Just like that. Now we're going to get our tissue paper, open it up. I like to grab the middle of it, and what we're going to do is just pop it in to the bag. So once we've done that, I'm going to start assembling our flowers and our leaves into the bag. So just pop them in where you think they will look nice. You don't need to push them in hard. Once you've done that, I then am going to take my other piece of tissue paper. This one I'm going to scrunch up and lay in between all of the flowers. This will help sort of hold them into place a little bit. I sort of wrap them around the leaves. It just secures them into that bag a little bit firmer. Once we've done that, give them a little bit of a zhuzhi up. Move the paper around wherever you think you may need it. Move that one to there. Once you're happy with your arrangement, just moving that leaf over to the other side. You can bend your leaves around to suit. Once you're happy with that arrangement, all you need to do So once you're happy with the way you've arranged your flowers, just get some raffia and just lay this down, tie it up around the front. You can do a bow or a knot, up to you. just like that. Get some scissors, just trim off the bottom so they're not too long. And there we go. We have a beautiful flower arrangement.